Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Mobile Suit Breakdown. Today we're going to be talking about the Guntank. Main pilot is Hayato Kobayashi, as you would expect. The RX-75-4 Guntank is another one of those prototype mobile suits designed by the Federation to be able to combat the Zaku's. As you can tell in this game, 200 cost. It's one of the lower cost units, the lowest cost in the game. And it has a weird movement. It rolls around on the treads. It also has boosters, of course. I absolutely adore the Guntank in this game, by the way. Standard shot is firing from the twin cannons on the back. It has almost no tracking, but does decent damage. And there is no charge variant. Most of the tracking is drop-off. 8 standard shots. You also have the Bombard option, where it uses the same exact ammo. And you can bombard them from a distance, which actually has really good tracking on it, as you can tell from the smoke trails there. The Striker fires a nice little payload of shots, which is pretty good. Then you have the left trigger is the, or fight stick, obviously it'll be a different one, but that is just unloading the full might of the Gatling arms. The trigger is to fire your core fighter out, and then instead of a melee, you have standard shot from the beam Gatlings. Again, I love the Guntank. It's slow. It's very slow. But if it's not fun to play, I don't know what is. I fired that too early, but we still hit him with it. Okay. Let's see if we can get a core fighter hit here. Nope. Obviously, main pilot Hayato Kobayashi, but it can also be piloted by Amuro Ray, Kai Shiden, or Ryu Jose, if you get a high enough level. As a 200, it does a surprising amount of damage. To quote Freak. The burst is pretty good. It's 2 quick shots, both of which do over 200 damage on their own. Where the Guntank really excels is in the low cost. It's extremely cheap to put on the field. And the high amount of damage it can do, as you can tell, there's half a health bar on a 300 right there. Or on another 200, I'm sorry, not a 300. This thing is extremely cost effective, very powerful, very useful. You can also juggle enemies with the melee, because it's very easy to just stagger shot them with it. Yeah, the Guntank is a lot of fun. Of course, as far as the lore goes, there's some couple variations. The early Guntank that's available in the Origin, which Castball Daikun pilots. You also have the interesting notes that are that the Guntank didn't really get a 2 variant like the Gundam with the GM and the gun cannon did. I don't know why the Guntank's design kind of fell off. I suppose it's because it's designed more for terrestrial use, and most of the war went on in space after that. However, that said, the gun cannon was at most of the major fights that the White Base went through in the original Gundam, which include, of course, Jaburo, Torrington, Aboaku, and Solomon. I don't know why I always say them in that order. Oh, he got me that time. As said before, though, I absolutely adore the Guntank. It's one of my favorite 200s in this game. If you are not sure whether or not you should try out the Guntank, I absolutely recommend it. If you are a melee-focused person, the Guntank may not be for you, since it doesn't have a melee option at all. But if you are someone who values balance play and being able to keep your foes juggled at low cost, the Guntank is absolutely great for that. I say balanced play, balanced ranged play. Definitely not balanced play with melee, because there is none. But I love the Guntank. Have a health bar on a 200, right there. Shouldn't have been firing there. That was a waste of ammo. I know better than that. I don't normally sidestep that much as the Guntank. I should, because there are people that absolutely, like right there, I could have sidestepped out of that. but it's fun. The Core Fighter does a really high amount of damage, but that's because it's so hard to connect with. There's my first death as a Guntank. First death as a Guntank. And there you go. The Guntank is a blast to play. If you have been on the ropes about trying out the Guntank and you prefer ranged combat, absolutely give the Guntank a shot. You will find it worth it, I believe. But this has been Trey, and this has been the Full Spectrum, and we will be back next time, with another episode of the Mobile Suit Breakdown. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that the Guntank has to offer.